how good a city is, number one, not everybody in the city shares in the success of the city. There's always going to be a bottom 10%, 20%. Number two, the world changes. The world is becoming more competitive. Better transportation, communications means people have alternatives to where they can go for vacations, to start businesses, to live. It's very different than it used to be. It's a much greater challenge today. In the olden days, fundamentally, wherever you were born was where you're going to be. That's no longer true. We all know our kids go to the other side of the world. And it's hard for people to understand the pace of change, which keeps growing. We talked earlier about social media, but I think the ability this morning, yesterday I got on an airplane in New York City. I had an event for Greek Heritage Day. Get on the plane and I wake up in Singapore and talking about something different. Nobody's mentioned Greek heritage today so far. I'm gonna. There's a writer that said New York City would be a great place if it's ever done. If it ever gets done, it will be a failure and it will get left behind. You have to constantly change. There are different requirements. And even if you satisfied all the needs, you should change anyways, simply because people get too complacent. I think the great danger for New York is that we had a record 50.5 million tourists last year. For us to think that, like in the old days, we're New York, we don't have to work at this, is a sure ways to lose the growth and the benefits of all of those tourists. And tourism is just one of the things. The school systems are nowhere near we want them to be, and the world's requirement for education is growing much more rapidly than I think any school system can provide. How we're going to solve that problem? The big problems are going to be problems for all the cities in the world. You have globalization, so that jobs go to the lowest wage places, unless they have to be by their suppliers or customers. You have technology automating repetitive jobs, and so how we're going to give gainful employment to those who we need to create a tax base and to be able to be in charge of their own destiny, a great challenge for all of us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, over here, the gentleman.
I'm Khalil. I'm from Property Report Southeast Asia. First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate you for winning the Lee Kuan Yew World Trade Prize 2020.
So which paper again, sorry?
Property Report Southeast Asia.
Property reports, okay.